Hello and welcome. You're with IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live interactive web television. This is a platform for all of you where all of you can engage with us as we have discussions on various issues, social, political, cultural and the like. You can just write into us with your comments and your video comments at IndiaPostLive.com. You can send us your tweets at #IndiaPostLive or @IndiaPostLive. You can also join in our conversation live as we have them simply by clicking on a participation request button. Okay, so today we are going to talk about the very popular hit television series Newsroom. Now the final and the third and the final season of Newsroom began on Sunday on the HBO channel. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the story and how it is developing. And most importantly, we are going to talk about what exactly writer Aaron Sorkin is trying to say. Now, Aaron Sorkin, you will remember, has the series West Wing also to his credit. He has also written the play A Few Good Men, which has been adapted into a film. And of course, no one can forget The Social Network and Charlie Wilson's War as far as his films are concerned. He has also indicated that he is leaving television for good after the last and third season of The Newsroom. Also, there have been a lot of criticism about his the points, the basic theories that he has tried to talk about in the series Newsroom. But I must say that for me, what really works for me is the acting. Each and every one of the performances, each and every one of the actors are simply wonderful. For all those of you who are wondering what the season 3 has, what it entails, take a look at the trailer first.
Americans are serious people, and we can reflect that back in the worst of times. We don't do good TV, we do the news.
Social media is going to solve this crime.
2 times in 24 hours, law enforcement had to publicly disclose information because either a paper or website put someone's life in danger. He's hiding in a boat in someone's backyard. I'd like confirmation on that before I say it on TV.
You consider us a couple?
I don't understand that question.
Yeah, you do, because this is exactly how I act in the same situation. Suddenly I pretend I'm stupid and hearing impaired.
He's got a point.
Somebody's trying to give me classified government documents.
If you report news that was gathered illegally, you'll face criminal fines that'll bankrupt you.
We're not going to let any of my guys land in jail.
I agree.
Smartest person in the...
There's no question we have to do the story.
She is an idiot savant. We need to get the trust of the audience back.
It's a moral imperative.
We're risking everything.
You know how this is going to end, right?
You ever think you might be doing this for you?
Listen, we're a team here. We're a family. If you have our back, then we're not going to let you get shot in yours.
All right, so that was what season 3, the final season of Newsroom, has in store for us. For all those of you who got excited by the trailer and for all those of you who have actually forgotten what season 1 and season 2 had, let's take a quick glimpse at some of the scenes of the first 2 seasons as well.
You can't talk to me like
You're
that.
spinning out of control.
You are a smart, talented guy who isn't very nice.
You want me to lie on television?
Popular because you don't bother anyone.
You're terrified you're going to lose your audience and you do anything to get them back. You're one pitch meeting away from doing the news in 3D.
I hired a new EP for you.
You're not talking about Mackenzie.
There's no one better.
Any extra stress at work?
Extra stress?
Can you move your BlackBerry off the desk?
In 4, 3, 2, roll VTR.
All over America, we're seeing the influence of creeping Islam.
We weren't attacked by Muslims. We were attacked by sociopaths.
What in God's name has happened to Newsnight?
He thinks you're a sick deviant who's threatening the fabric of society.
You will not interrupt me again, sir!
I'll fire him, Charlie.
14 months ago, you went on the air and called the Tea Party the American Taliban.
I did.
What happened then?
A lot.
3, 2, roll it.
Good evening, I'm Will McAvoy, and this is Newsnight.
We're going to be officially condemned on the House floor tomorrow.
That's a good use of time.
It seems like when we called them the American Taliban, they minded.
When he said it, I thought, let the chips fall where they may. You know what I'm thinking now?
I don't.
Chips are falling.
I just want to get out of town for a couple of weeks.
You remember Nina Howard?
I definitely remember Nina Howard.
Am I about to be murdered?
You pose for these.
She just told you that it's not her.
I'd give anything to feel rage.
You're talking about a massive war crime.
You can't possibly believe this story.
It was the biggest thing any of us had ever touched.
People are mad at him, Charlie.
I want to know who leaked the story.
It wasn't an oversight, it was deliberate.
You weren't trying to see justice done?
Neil was arrested.
We don't have the trust of the public anymore.
No one responsible for the broadcast will ever work again.
The Newsroom. Who can forget, who can not love Jeff Daniels when he says, "Good evening, I'm Will McAvoy." And in fact, to talk about that, I'm joined online by two of my colleagues, Shubho Roy and Rohit Pandita. Both of them join us and talk about, they are hardcore Newsroom fans, and I have both of them to talk about season 3. Hi Rohit, welcome.
Hi Milana.
Hi. Okay, so your first thoughts, were you excited about the final season? Are you sad that it is the final season?
I'm sad of it. Just 6 more episodes and it will be over. So
Six
that's all
episodes?
about it. But
Huh.
I'm waiting for next 5 episodes to come. I've not watched the first episode yet, but I'll watch it today.
Okay, okay. You'll watch the first episode today. All right. What are you expecting from this? Because, I mean, I have also not watched the first episode. What I started my show by saying, you know, that it has received a lot of criticism for various things. We'll get into that also. But I personally think the acting is phenomenal. The performances of each one of the actors in that series is phenomenal.
That's true. Newsroom is all about the actors and the dialogue and its screenplay. Very well written. Well, there's no action in it. Just a newsroom, just a building. You will not see the scene outside of that room. Still, it's so engaging, and that's the beauty of Newsroom. It's all about the dialogues it has.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, let me bring in Shubho now. Shubho, you know, said before the show that he's basically going to just talk about the first 15 minutes of the first episode of season 3. But can we just, before that, Shubho, can we talk about the first 2 seasons? What are your memories of the first 2 seasons, and what exactly are you looking forward to in the 3rd season?
Hi, can you hear me?
Shubho, you can hear me? Okay, I think Shubho, there's a bit of an audio problem. We'll try and get that back. All right, let me come back to you, Rohit. Rohit, talking at a larger level, you said that there is no action. It is inside a newsroom. But you and I know the kind of stress that occurs inside the newsroom, especially when we are dealing with breaking news situations, right?
That's
now,
why we like it.
Right. Now, the fact remains that this series deals with the larger issue of ethics when it comes to journalism. And is there an abandonment of those ethics? Are valiant but stubborn and arrogant journalists like Will McAvoy trying to hold on to those ethics? And also, as we, as I figured out when I saw the trailer of the first episode of season 3, or the season 3, where Neil makes a statement that social media is going to solve this crime. I think it was, they talk about the Boston bombings perhaps, or, they talk about, so all these issues coming together. As a journalist, how engaged do you feel, and do you think people who are not journalists can actually feel that engaged?
There's one more line in that trailer which states, "We do the news, not TV."
We don't do good TV, we do news. Yes, yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like in every organization, the advertisement department and the administration department, they bang on you and you have to do this, you have to do this. Everyone has to do that. But in this newsroom, in this serial, you see them doing good stuff. And it inspires you. I'll tell you an incident. Like last year, I was in Kashmir.
Yeah.
And I was working there as a photojournalist, and I used to watch big Bang Bang Club every night, and early morning I used to go for reporting.
Okay.
And now when I'm in TV, like, I make sure that I watch a single episode of Newsroom every week and then go to my office.
Okay,
And
so that's
it's so
inspired you.
inspiring.
That's inspired you as a journalist.
Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. That's so wonderful to hear. Okay, Shubho, do I have you back? Shubho, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Shubha, we were just talking about the fact that, you know, the series explores the larger issue of ethics of journalism and whether the basic principles of journalism are being abandoned or not, and whether you have some very valiant yet arrogant journalists like Will McAvoy, played by Jeff Daniels, and also the EP, Mackenzie, who are trying to hold on to those basic ethics. As a journalist yourself, as a young journalist like yourself who's just started out in this industry, are you inspired by Newsroom like Rohit is?
Absolutely. Newsroom is truly a very inspiring television series. But the first episode, I would like to talk about the first episode of season 3. It's more about Twitter versus Will McAvoy, or Twitter versus ACN. So that's how things are looking as of now. So I'll
The
just
Boston bombing,
explain
right?
what's happening.
It's the Boston
So
bombing?
it's Twitter is buzzing with Boston bombing tweets and people responding. And Will McAvoy just does not want to break the news. So Charlie comes to him and asks him that why aren't we breaking the news? So he says that we don't have a confirmation, so we can't go ahead. So, and he also says that we don't do reality TV. We do news. So that just shows that he's not keen on relying on tweets and the social media, and like the younger lot, Dev Patel and the others. Yeah.
And Dev Patel says that social media is going to solve this crime. So the larger issue of whether social media reporting is or is not dangerous to to citizens at all or to society at all. I think that is a very interesting issue that has been taken up in this series and in general by the writer Aaron Sorkin. However, I must tell all of you that this kind of a moral ground standing that has been kind of taken has not gone down well with a lot of people as well. Let me get you a small quote. This is in an article that appeared yesterday on Guardian.com, and the writer says he does not appreciate this entire moral ground standing that has been taken by the characters of the Newsroom. Let's play you a little excerpt of what he has written in that article, and then we can have a talk about that with Shubho and Rohit. All right, we will just try and get you that excerpt from that article of The Guardian in a little bit. Before that, can we, let's try and play out some of those nice scenes. Both Rohit and Shubho and I think are in agreement that in terms of acting, Newsroom is undoubtedly amazing. And of course, you all know that Jeff Daniels has also been awarded the Emmy for his outstanding performance as Will McAvoy. Let's take a look at, let's take a look at a wonderful scene from the first episode of the first season itself. Take a look.
Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
I'm not letting you go back to the airport without answering the question. Why is America
not the greatest country in the world, Professor? That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always? Hey, and with a straight face, you're gonna tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
All right. We went on to prove how the USA is not the best country in the world. What an amazing scene that was. In fact, that was the scene I think that got me hooked to the series. I just loved hearing that. Shubho?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't see it. I mean, sorry.
All right. The fact that media has stopped becoming watchguards, the fact that we seem to take everything that comes, we tend to break everything that comes. What does it, the fact that we are ready to accept shoddy reportage, the fact that we are ready to put out inaccurate facts just for TRPs. These are also issues that have been raised, haven't they, Shubho? Okay, I think Shubho cannot hear me again. Rohit, let me pose that question to you if you heard that question. The fact that, one issue that this series really explores, is that we are, television journalists especially, cable news, of course, this is a cable news network, ACN, but we are ready to accept shoddy reporting, we are ready to accept inaccurate facts and put it out on air just for TRPs. And I'm sure even in our own, the Indian news industry also, we see a lot of that happening.
It's about TRPs and it's also about shortage of time. Like we work on very short deadlines.
Right.
So it happens. But in this season, in this serial, like the way they work. If you remember, there was one scene when I think it was about some French politician, and he was convicted of something, and the reports came on from some source that he has been charged for the crime.
Right.
But he was convicted, and in just 5 or 10 seconds they changed the reportage and they came up with the true news.
Right.
So
all right.
That's the beauty of Newsroom, and it's true. Like what you said, short-term notices. And
was it the Dominic Strauss-Kahn?
Yeah. Of something.
Was it?
Right.
Yeah. So it's like we work on short notices, and I don't know, but
no, we can make mistakes.
TV people have started believing in very shabby sources. We believe in them.
We'll be seeing a lot of these deadline issues, I believe, in this season because ACN. Can you hear me?
Your voice is breaking, but go ahead. I'll tell you if it becomes completely inaudible. Tell me.
Yeah, Rohit was.
Shubho, there seems to be an audio problem. I'll have to get back to you. Shubho. There seems to be an audio problem. Okay, Rohit, let's just take another scene and let's do some gossip now on the characters and who's getting hits to whom and who's getting married to whom. We have discussed newsroom ethics for first half of the show. Let's just go to the lighter aspect of the show now. Let's take a look at a few scenes from the show. Coming up on your screens.
First of all, no one's resigning, and the only reason you need is because I said so. Also, I think we're just starting to get the hang of this. More importantly, I would like to introduce the future. Mrs. Mackenzie, Morgan, McHale, Mackap. That's not going to work.
What?
When people keep repeating that you'll never fall in love, when everybody keeps retreating, you can't seem to get enough.
The news we were all waiting for, the official announcement of the engagement of Will McAvoy and Mackenzie. That was the last episode of season 2, am I right, Rohit?
That was the last episode of season 2, and that episode, like, it was so beautiful. That last part of it.
Yes.
Not when he proposes her, because I knew that he was going to propose her, but the way the team reacted after he came out with the news,
Yeah.
that was beautiful. Like, all of them celebrating for them.
Yes. The statement that he makes that we're all family, it kind of comes across, right? All right. What do you think is going to happen to these characters, Dawn and Maggie, and Dawn and Jim and Maggie? I think we, most of us, I remember while I was watching it, I really wanted Jim and Maggie to get together. I just thought Dawn and Maggie were not a good couple. Of course, they break up. They break up, right?
James and Maggie, no?
Yeah, Jim and Maggie I thought are a great couple. Dawn and Maggie, I had problems with.
Dawn and Maggie, they break up. Now in this season, Dawn and Sabbath will be together. And yeah, because if you remember the last episode of the last season.
Yeah.
So in this episode, we are expecting Dawn and Sabbath to be together, and
Dawn and Sloan. Okay, yeah.
Maggie's single now.
Maggie's single now.
Boys has chance.
All right, Shubho, are you back? Shubho, I've hardly heard your voice throughout the show. Shubho, are you there? No, I don't think he can hear me. All right. Rohit, it's just you and me now. Shubho is smiling, but he doesn't seem to.
He can hear you. I can hear his voice.
No, I can't hear him and he can't hear me. Okay, let's just go back to the criticism that I was talking about. Remember that quote in The Guardian that came out only yesterday, where he talks about, who has actually given the writer the right to talk about how journalism should be done. Quite a nasty quote there, quite a nasty article. Let's take a look at an excerpt of that coming up on your screen right now. All right, the newsroom is still as irritating as ever, says Brian Moylan, theguardian.com. Through the newsroom, we get to relive the news stories of recent past. Sunday's premiere was concerned with the Boston bombing. Sorkin gets to tell us how he thinks these events should have been covered. Yes, a man who has been living cozily on a Hollywood salary for several decades, has no actual journalistic experience, gets to play fantasy newsroom and tell us how it should all be done. All right, so quite a quote there. That was in fact one part of that entire article I found quite interesting, Rohit. I think you and I can again respond to that. What you just told me, that we have pressures of deadlines, and yes, journalists do make mistakes. We do take wrong calls at times. We take calls because we have the pressure of marketing on us. We take wrong calls because we have the pressure of breaking news on us. Who broke the news first, this channel or that, my channel or his, isn't it? So I think these are the realities of newsroom.
We are humans after all.
Yeah.
And I think something is wrong with this guy who wrote this article. I don't support the writer, like the creator of Newsroom. Like he's a director. He makes movie, but what he's showing in this serial, that's okay with me, and that is what it should be like. So something is wrong. Maybe something is wrong with that guy, or maybe he's paid by someone to defame Newsroom.
All right. Shubho, are you there? After every question that I ask Rohit, I'm getting back to you. Are you there?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah. We were talking about that article that came in Guardian.com, where the writer has, attacked Aaron Sorkin for not being a journalist himself and telling journalists how to do their job. Do you agree?
Well, not really, because Sorkin's series, the Newsroom series is completely based on actual events. So he's trying to, make it in his way with the ACN fictional characters and how they deal with that. So I won't say that since he's not a journalist, he does not have the capability to make a show. So because he has given us really nice and wonderful shows, The West Wing being an example. So yeah.
Yeah, people are not soldiers, but they make
War movies.
Movies on wars. So that doesn't mean
As
you
far as
can't.
as far as Mackenzie's and McAvoy's wedding is concerned, the first episode starts with both of them planning for their wedding and fighting over 9 bridesmaids and all that stuff. So, and then the focus shifts towards the serious part, the bombings
The
and
Boston
the
bombing. Right.
newsroom getting multiple alerts on phones and
What did
internet
you
and-
think of the Genoa mishap, or the which affected the
The Genoa
credibility of the
episode-
TV network?
I think they need to get back because Genoa is, that's gone. But the important part which they need to focus is, as of some internal issues, they're low on manpower. So everyone is on their heels and they need to double up the amount of work they're doing. So that would be challenging for the entire team, and let's see how they deal with it.
All right. I can again reiterate that the reason I would love to watch Newsroom is for the acting. Let's take another look at a scene, an important scene from the previous 2 seasons, and then we can go on to some of the excitement that was generated on social media once again and how people were tweeting about it. First, let's take a look at a scene which we will discuss.
I didn't make anything up. I would never make anything up.
I know that, and you know that, and he knows that, but why the hell should anyone else know that? You're suspended with pay
They
until
were
I figure
lying
out...
about a public safety
You're
issue.
suspended with pay
I
until...
don't want the goddamn pay!
Don't front off with me, girl!
Don't call me girl, sir.
Hey!
Everybody calm the fuck down.
Don't call me girl. I remember that episode so very well, and the way she completely defends her story, and the way she stands up to the CEO. Shubho, do you remember that episode? Okay, I think I've lost Shubho's audio again. Are you there? Yeah.
I couldn't see the.
You couldn't see. This is the. Okay, Rohit, can you just explain that scene to us? The scene where Sloan defends her story. Yeah.
The scene where Sabbath she's on here and she starts talking in Japanese,
Yes.
and then the CEO, Charlie comes and she she had that hard time with him.
Yes.
And then he says,
remember
"Listen
that.
to me, girl.
And
Don't
call me girl. Yes, that was beautiful. That was absolutely marvelous.
I love Sloan.
All right. What do you think happens to her? Do you think she gets together with Dawn? Do you think that relation will last, Rohit?
It will. They are perfect couples for each other.
They are a perfect
Both of
couple
them.
for each other. All right. I don't seem to be getting too many romantic insights from both these people here, both my colleagues. Not too much of romantic, inputs there. But let's take a look at some of the excitement. Yes? You want to defend? You want to contradict me?
No, I'm saying I love Sloan.
So you love Sloan. Okay, yeah, we all do. We all did. I mean, the way she defends herself was phenomenal. Let's take a look at some of the tweets that were generated before wrapping up the show. Some of the excitement that was generated on social media when Newsroom Season 3 was about to happen. Take a look. Just realized why I've been smiling all day. Newsroom is back. Your customers are your job creators. Definitely the whole, what does it say about news consumerism? What is your favorite Sloan moment? I make nerds look good. Sorkin, I have loved every minute I have spent in television. All right, so there you can see a picture of Sorkin with the cast of Newsroom at the ACN Cable News Network. All right, so I hope that with this show, those of you who did not know about the Newsroom or who did not catch up, who did not follow Series 1 and Series 2 will definitely want to watch Series 3. I can assure you that I will. Whether I watch it on HBO, whether I have to, devise some other means is of course, yet to be seen. Rohit is laughing. Rohit, so are you going to do this every weekend before you come to office, or how is it going to work for you? When have you told yourself to start watching?
It every weekend or see it.
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get your joke. Rohit, please repeat.
Do you want me to say that? Am I going to torrent it or?
No. I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk about piracy. I'm just asking you. Have you planned a weekly slot in your life where you're going to watch and then come to office and feel inspired all over again? That's all I'm asking. Very innocuous question.
Every time I'm down, I feel bad at the way I work.
Yeah.
I watch it.
All right. So that trend will continue.
I had no idea about this serial, Newsroom. I was watching Game of Thrones at that time, and I was on Twitter, and I just saw this Twitter from Rajdeep Sardesai. Like, every journalist should watch it.
Yeah.
That's when I started watching it.
I agree that every journalist should watch Newsroom. All you journalists out there who are watching India Post Live, please watch Newsroom. Shubho, do you endorse that? Every journalist should watch Newsroom?
Inspire us back in journalism school. So he's the one who was really mad at us for not watching the show. So I'll make it a point to watch, because a lot of interesting stuff is being, being showcased in this season, from the Boston blast to the Snowden leaks. So it's going to be an interesting thing. Yeah.
Great. All right. Thank you so much, both of you, Rohit and Shubho, for joining us. I think we have given all of you enough and more reasons to get hooked on to season 3 of Newsroom. Unfortunately, it is only the last season, and Arun Sorkin, does not seem to want to continue. However, let's hope he comes back with something interesting for all of us. But then, as both my colleagues said, Rohit and Shubho said, and even I endorse that, every journalist must watch Newsroom and feel inspired in what we are doing all over again, because this is a great chance for all journalists to also introspect on what is going right and what is going wrong as far as journalism and the ethics of journalism is concerned. All of you who are watching this show, please write into us with your comments at IndiaPostLive.com. Your video comments and tweets at #IndiaPostLive and @IndiaPostLive are welcome. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.